I have one of the most interesting and most controversial men on the internet on my couch. And from the brief conversation that we've had behind the scenes, I know that it's going to be a mad episode. Please put your hands together for Pretty Mike in the building. Oh, yeah. Pretty Mike.
Yo.
What's be this drama where you give me this early morning regarding this building? I thought it was a yellow building opposite a construction site.
Right. And then I came out and I saw a cream building. Or rather, I went to the yellow building that was, and then, made a fool of myself.
No, but this is cream and yellow. What's the difference?
This is yellow. Or this is
but which house you don't see they paint this color?
But you know, Sam.
No, but which house you don't see they paint?
You carry this thing go outside again.
No, no, argue because I don't say you're ready to argue with me from that small.
It's not even that. I just like certain things to be peculiar.
Yeah.
It means identify. Because it's for tomorrow. You can make that mistake or for someone else. And I don't think it's your fault. I think it's your producer's fault, Tola.
Yeah, let's blame my producer. Thank you so much for correcting me.
Yeah.
Tola, I hope that you can hear that. You are messed up.
Yeah.
So great to see you. I think it's the first time I'm actually having a conversation. We always see and say hi.
Yeah.
And
Well, we always see we vibe well. Our vibing is 100.
Yeah.
We haven't had like a lengthy conversation.
Yeah, it's so interesting. But I remember the first time I actually saw you was at your club in Uno.
Okay.
Ikeja. This was 2013.
2013. I mean, you were still probably little and skinny.
I was, I think you knew us. We're a group of kids who used to hang around Uno. Right. I'm not going to mention the rest of us, but I think Chloe was among that. That fold. This was me. I was 17. Yeah, at the time. And I just realized how small we were when we used to come to the club. I see how you used to look at us like these kids. Now that I'm thinking about it, I realize why you were looking at us like that. Like, who are these children?
Well, I think for me, I just enjoy having, or at least try to make groups of people happy and around me, because that's by the only way you can grow. That's the only way to promote your business. You need a team. You need people that, you just need different sectors of people around you.
Yeah.
In whatever business it is that you do to help you move on to the next level. And it's funny how you said 2013.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from 2013 to 2021 now, every year for me has been a hit back to back to back. And I mean,
what do you mean by that?
I mean, I've not faded off. You guys are trying to bench me. My hip.
I like this energy, but it's so interesting because I don't know who's trying to bench you, but I remember that time Uno was a thing.
Right.
Uno was a whole thing, the way we have all the popular clubs now. And Ikeja was a spot, right? You were running the game there.
Right.
Fast forward, after a few years, we stopped going to Uno. I mean, people still go to Uno, right?
Sure.
But you got the name Pretty Mike of Uno because of how popular Uno was.
Right.
How did you manage to transition from what Uno was and you now being Pretty Mike, who hosts like different amazing events, and you have really, it started off as a club promoter and owner of a club, but now you're this Pretty Mike. How did you deal with that transition? How did you manage to stay afloat year after year and ensure that we're not going to take you out of the market?
I think consistency is important.
Yeah.
Most of the people that have been in this business with me as far back as I started 2009, are probably not in the business any longer. So, and then for me to still be here, same energy, if not more, you just have to keep making yourself relevant.
Yeah.
It's important. And as a businessman, because that's what I want everybody to identify me as. Because everybody has called me all kinds of stuff. But I tell people that I'm a businessman first, before anything. Right? Whether doing an event or I'm partnering with friends or family to own a club or a lounge or a restaurant, or I'm just having fun on Instagram, it's important that they should know that this young man is a businessman and he's just catering for his personal needs, his family, and the people surrounding.
Amazing. You're indeed a businessman. I'm very curious about the Uno story. Tell me about how Uno started, how you managed to keep it like the number one club on.
We started way back. It started at Q Club, and we did renovation and of course reinvented and came up with the name Uno.
Oh, that club was called Q Club.
Q Club.
What year was Q Club in existence?
Q Club ran probably 2008 to probably 2012.
Yeah.
Thereabouts. And we shut down, came up with Uno. And that name Uno was got it from numero uno, meaning number one in Spanish, I think. Yeah.
Right.
So that was just it. Club One. Club Uno. And one of the marketing strategies I had back then was to try and bring the creme de la creme girls to the club, because I believe wherever the sought after girls are, the guys would come looking.
Move this a bit, sorry.
Yeah, the guys would come looking, right? Yeah. So for me, it was just trying to bring the finest girls, hottest girls to the club and having the guys come look for them, right? Right. So that was just pretty much the format, and it clicked. It worked. We did a lot of parties, a lot of birthday parties. We had a lot of initiatives for the girls and the guys. And for me, coming from the US, then customer service mattered a lot to me. So it's important you take care of people, make sure they're happy so they can be able to come back. Nowadays, people don't do that.
Yeah.
They just want to fight you and collect whatever money they can collect from you and then move on. Which is why I still believe I have a large followership of my friends, my core friends that have partied with me over the years. Whenever I'm doing something, they still want to come because they know, you know what, Peter Mike, king of vibes.
Let's quickly sip some Lipton. Yeah, thank you, Lipton, for keeping it refreshed and allowing us experience human connection. And speaking of controversy, because I know you're about to go there with me, I beg, I know I did dodge controversy, but you embrace controversy with your full chest. Why and how? I feel like you are the person that I would be if I had guts. Maybe not you exactly, but I'll probably just do very audacious things. But I probably have to think of all there are a lot of people that have left guts and right of this thing, but you just go ahead and do you enjoy controversy? I don't enjoy controversy.
I enjoy learning and educating people.
Okay.
Because I believe stereotype. People just like to be placed too comfortable in a particular zones. Whatever zones we are in, we're comfortable in it. And for me, I'm not a big fan of that. I like to read. I like to study. I like to continuously keep educating myself, learning and inspiring myself and others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
pick any topic.
Your stunts. No, I'm going to get into topic.
Okay.
Yeah. But before we go there, let's talk about your stunts, because that's something that has blown my mind in so many years. You've just been consistent with.
Right.
Why do you do these things? Like, why do you do them?
Well, I mean, it's a question I've been asked over and over and over again, and nothing almost over and over and over and over again. I have different answers for it. But
okay, please I'll give it answer for
I'll give it the best one.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the attention. I love the drive. I love the creativity. I feel like it's art. I feel like it's inspiring. It's like an artist. It's creative. And the word creativity, there are so many sectors and departments, right? So, and it's not just being able to create it in your mind, it's also about to pull it off.
Yeah.
So we have people that are songwriters or scriptwriters. They can just write, but they can't deliver. I like to write and deliver. So it's not just about coming up with a particular stunt in my head. I love the act of executing it and executing it well. I mean, it gives me a rush.
So what's more important for you, the attention or the fact that as a creative, you have executed what you wanted to do in your head?
All of the above.
Yeah.
You can't take away creativity from attention. Even as an artist or someone a painter, you want to paint, think it, drop it, post it, and get the attention. Meaning get the wow. Oh my God, how did you come up with this? Oh wow, you need that. So it's a two-edged sword.
But you know that you're a bit on the edge.
I don't think I'm on the edge enough.
Wait, what I mean, you're a bit on the edge. Like things that I probably like, what the fuck?
Like what? I've never done the things I really want to do.
what goes on in your head then? Like,
But you know how they say we're only using a particular percentage of our brain.
yeah.
So for me, I, if possible, I like to really see what this brain is all about.
So when you think of these things, like where are you when you think of these things? Do you just smile to yourself like, no, that's in a love atmosphere? Pressing at 7 virgins I need to carry.
Right.
This like, do you just laugh to yourself like, yeah, I'm gonna do it? Don't you ever feel like, you know what, I need to tone it down? This is somebody else's wedding. I don't want the attention on me. How do people even react to you when you come to their wedding or their parties, taking the shine from the door?
Good question. I like that question. Let me answer it. First of all, I don't perform anything if it's not at my personal friend's event.
Right.
The word personal, friend, means my person. So, you know, I get a lot of people on social media saying, if it was my wedding, I'll throw you out. If it was my... Madam, I'm not coming to your wedding. even if you invite me, I might still not come. So I pick and choose where I go to. I go to my friends' events whereby, because I've never told anybody that I'm coming with a stunt ever. No matter how close we are, I've never... There can always be speculation because I'm pretty my person, but this maybe. But sometimes even when the more they speculate, the more I decide to disappoint.
So it's not really about them. It's about what you want to do.
Right. You know, so sometimes they really speculate. And then my friend that opens his mouth and say, Mike, my wedding is coming up. You must carry something and come on. I'm not even going to do that.
Are there not be friends that say, you know what, Mike, I need a bit of drama?
Yes, a lot of them, but I don't.
And you have said no?
I decline. No, we will say no, just come.
Why? You like to be this person.
Yeah, but I like the act of surprise. I don't want you to be expecting me. I don't want you to be... I want to come and from the security guy, the bouncer, to your parents, I want them to be like, what is this?
How do you manage the reactions? Like in real time, when people are reacting to it, how do you feel? Do you feel like, oh my God, maybe I did a little too much? Or
I've never felt like too much.
Shit.
I always just feel like it's never enough, but I get this rush. You get this tingling thing that rolls up my spine. yeah. So I'm yet to do something that I'll be like, I've outdone myself. None yet. I'm yet. But there's one thing I will not try. So let me make that. I will not do anything with caskets. Please, you guys.
But have you not done caskets before?
Never.
You've never done caskets?
Mba.
Why? But if you can do juju priests and priestesses.
Yeah, but for me, all that is numb.
Yeah.
Casket is
really, really creepy.
Yeah.
But what if you get the idea that, you know what?
I've gotten so many ideas.
That caskets then go work for this idea.
I think, if you come up with a voodoo guy, like I've had this conversation with people that because he's a voodoo guy does not mean he's evil.
Yeah.
We have just stereotyped them as evil. And that's normal, right? Whatever else I've done. Dwarfs, I've done it all, right? Visions, whatever, right? But casket signifies death. There's no, is it good or bad? No, it signifies death.
Do people actually think that you're a bit occultic? Do you think
every day. That's
you
every
meddle
day.
in such things?
That's an everyday
How do you deal
thing.
with such accusations?
I tell them occultism, is it bad thing?
Let's go.
We've stereotyped that too.
Yeah.
We've made the word cult bad.
You don't think it's bad?
Yeah, I mean, there are good cults out there. A cult is just a group of people coming together, having a certain belief. Let's look at the real definition and not the, it's a group of people coming together, just trying. Most of religions are cults.
Right. Just give me an example of a good cult.
Church.
My church, like church.
Cult.
Church.
Right. The thing about it is, even in our churches, there are certain secrets. There are things that they don't want you to know. There are places you don't want to enter. You know what I mean? Different churches.
That's subjective to the organization.
So what's that?
But I don't think church. Would you actually really refer to the church as a cult?
Right, it is.
No, I don't think so.
No, if you're keeping it real, and being open, and not looking at the word cult as negative from the jump. If you're being open-minded, right? You will see that it falls under that same category. That is, if you're being open-minded, you are not here trying to castigate the word. You'll see that a lot of things fall under that umbrella.
No, I don't think the church is the cult. I mean, so while I'm not going to get into the church thing,
will you call it a gang?
No.
What is it then?
It's a group of worshippers who love God. Like, it's a group. So the church is not necessarily the organization. It's the people. It's me and you. We make the church. So
if we decide to call ourselves a cult, does that mean we're bad people?
I thought we will not just call ourselves a cult.
But I'm just saying, if we decide to, does that mean we're bad people?
Not really, but exactly. I just would not call the church a cult.
I'm just saying. And you know what? This thing called church, we have like 5,000 departments or different types all around the world. Yes. Yeah, to me, and everybody has their own secrets. Everybody has their own battles. Everybody has the way they want to. I mean, it's in the same format like cultism. And we want to take it further down into the same church. You have some churches now that we're accusing them that are doing juju inside the church. We have some.
Yeah, of course we have a lot of those. Yeah.
So it's back to this cult. Because they will not tell you their secrets. They will hide some things from you. They don't want you to read this particular book. Don't open this cupboard. Don't do this. Don't do that. I mean, if we're not just being sentimental, which is something I don't like to be in everything I do in life, don't be sentimental. Don't let emotions be involved. Because sometimes when you put emotions to it, you get, your mama. And then you're like, my God, my mother. No, calm down.
Your mother?
Yeah, my mother.
What about her?
What about her? Exactly. Don't get emotional. Because when you get emotional, it hurts. You mess up things so quick.
So you don't get emotional about anything?
I try not to.
Yeah.
I try. It's something that's subconscious of mine. I try to always hold myself back.
So I'm curious, the people that you actually bring on, like I saw somewhere where you said that you're actually providing employment for.
Right.
How do you find them? How do you find pregnant women in Lagos? How do you find young girls who are pregnant,
right,
who are willing to come on? Like I saw 6 of them in a picture.
Right.
How do you find the dwarfs, the ones with babies in the strollers or with the rollers? What do you call them? How do you find these people?
I think for me, one of my most successful stunts will be the pregnant women. Something I started off as a stunt. But for me, I would tell people most of my stunts have a storyline to it.
Yeah.
And I tend to learn something out of it. So when the pregnant women started, a lot of people asked me, where did you get these women from? What about their husbands? What about this? And I'm the more you ask me the questions, the more I get upset. Because I'm like, are you living in Nigeria? Do you know we're living in a poverty-stricken country that doesn't have employment, no job? Do you know the people? Is it because me and you are here in Lekki or just chilling and having fun? Do you know people that stay in in Ikorodu? Do you know how they live? Do you know the women that have kids? Have you gone to the market or Jolewa market before and see people just walking around? Do you ask them how they survive? How they survive? Do you ask these questions? So a lot of the women that came on were part of my show, 4 of them didn't have husbands, didn't have boyfriends, been kicked away by their family. Me and you keep forgetting that we're in a society, if somebody gets pregnant out of wedlock, even your family will say, go and find your husband. That person will get out of the house. They kick you out of the house.
Yeah.
Where do you go to? You have nowhere to run to. You go to the church. They don't want to associate with you. You go to the mosque, the same thing. You go to your school, your professionals, they probably want to take advantage of you. You go to the police station. There is no place for such a lady.
So basically.
So when I started this, because it was a lady, a market woman actually, that introduced me to the whole fleet of, yes.
You have an association of...
And they don't have an association, but do I want to call it an association of poor people that are pregnant? No, some way. Me and you see beggars on the road that are pregnant.
Right.
And I'm sure you're probably asking them how they get pregnant.
Yeah.
Who impregnated you?
Yeah.
You are poor and let me tell you something. I told somebody the other day that me and you are the biggest where we criticize pregnant women knowingly or not knowingly.
Yeah.
If a pregnant woman was to walk into your office right now, you put up a job ad, want a producer, and a woman walks in and she's 6 months pregnant, you won't even ask her any other question. You just tell her, I will get back to you. You will not even check her qualifications. Me, you just discriminated against that lady.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me and you. Not to talk about the country at large. So, in general, pregnant women have been discriminated even by their fellow women over the years.
Yeah.
So how do you expect them to get jobs? How do you expect them to work? How do you expect the girl that got pregnant or the wife that got pregnant, her husband doesn't have a job, she probably has 2 kids already. Yeah, I know you probably say, why don't you do family planning? But she doesn't have money to do family planning. And
her God doesn't even know about family planning.
Right. And her God doesn't want to leave her at night, one way or the other. She has used shepe and all the rest to try to wash away. But once she enters, now she's pregnant. Even at that, the guy sees that she's pregnant and runs away from the house. How do you expect us to survive? Because there's no government plan that is out there for them that helps them. There's none. There's no place. Me and you know that they say pregnant women can just go and get free antenatal. Until Pregnant came along.
So now you give them free antenatal?
Well, at least I did help the ones that I called and met a whole lot, because when I had the audition, I probably had over 30.
You had an audition?
Yes.
You have audition for these people?
Yes.
It's not a lie.
Yeah.
You get agents where you could really call.
I have team of people that have worked with me over the years that, it's for you to go out there and tell them what to do and what you want. It is Nigeria, they will find it. So I'm starting a facility somewhere after Aja, closer to the Dangote refinery thingy. So I want to build a farm, more like a ranch, that'll be able to house 500 to 1,000 pregnant women, less privileged pregnant women. If you're pregnant, your parents have kicked you out, your husband have kicked you out, you don't have a place to stay, a place to rest, to lay your head, come to our facility, you stay there for free for 9 months. We have nurses and doctors on site that will give you free medical attention, antenatal, and at the same time, teach you a trade. So when you are done, you can be able to come back to the society and, move forward. So it's probably going to be the first
That's amazing.
Pregnancy women ranch, I believe, in Africa. And I just don't want to do Nigerians alone. We're going to extend it to Ghana. So if you're in Ghana, then you
can come to Nigeria.
Just come and we'll take care of you.
It's amazing. Yeah. That's a lot of investments and capital.
Yeah, of course, it's a non-profit organization. So hopefully we're going to have people that will buy into our dream.
Yeah.
And want to push it. But I think it's a great plan because we have a lot of students that fall into the same category.
Yeah.
That's why we have a high rate of women dumping their kids in trash cans.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is you're pregnant for 9 months. Your parents are not there for you. Your friends totally are not there for you. Your boyfriend or your husband, or maybe you got raped, is not there for you. Everybody has left you alone. So in that 9-month period, you're looking at this as your enemy, technically. Especially when you're not matured enough mentally to know that this is actually a blessing. So because you're not mature enough, you're looking at this as your enemy. So you're like, I can't wait for you to just get out so I can dump you and
I think that's like how teenage mothers actually feel. Feel about their kids.
A lot of them.
Because my mom had me early, and I can tell you for free that it's now that she says that she's enjoying it. Because when she was younger, like it was a big deal.
Right.
She was in like secondary school. I hope that she can allow me share this information.
It's okay. It's fine.
She's older now. She'll be fine.
Right. I think I just saw the strip club.
Right. She was probably dancing with them. So like, she used to say, like, I think we were at a party one day and she's like, all these women are greeting me that are hugging you, that see your picking. They were my classmates, so they were not nice to me when I was pregnant. They excommunicated me from the whole circle. And that, you see, my picking, the things I go through when I'm young. And she had me and my brother early, so she was the designated bad girl.
Right. I read something about single mothers the other day.
Yeah, I read that. So that's why I was trying to get to. Yeah, about teenage pregnancy and how there's so much shaming. Even up until now, there's still
up until tomorrow. So much. So, and when we live in that kind of society, so tell me, how do you expect these people to move forward? And at that point, if I had called, your mom that was going through that, and she had come to my audition, or somebody had told her, I know, pretty Mike, that madman, that this, that. You start paying them 100,000 naira, just come on, and you get there, and you're like, you get there, you want to be part of it.
Do you put them up to 100K?
I mean, I pay them.
Mr. Mike, I need to carry baby.
I mean, you have to encourage them. You have to. You have to give them a reason to be able to go back, because their face is on social media.
Yeah.
And even if somebody's talking bad about them, they look at you and be like, you must be. Do you know what I benefited from that? Can you give me what I benefit?
Yeah.
You want to give them a confidence level.
Yeah.
To say, I'll do it over and over again if I had to.
Let's talk about clout. I mean, a lot of people say that you do things for clout.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's demystify clout.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is wrong with wanting clout?
I kept asking people that. People ask me, Mike, do you do this for clout? I said, what's clout? Is it a bad thing? You're a clout chaser. I said, wow. Who has made the word chasing? Who has made that word bad?
It's just how society looks at it now, because people go to extremes for clout chasing because they want clout.
What makes it a bad thing? See, that's the way my thinking is a little different.
So you do this for clout?
I love clout.
I love it.
I mean, I tell people, I said, go back to our creator, my father in heaven, king of clout chasing.
Tell me about it.
He loves attention. Someone that tells you, praise him day and night, has over 5,000 names, Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. He wants you to, he's so jealous. As his Babanla, king of clouds. And if I'm created in his own image, you know what?
Because deep down, human beings like clouds.
With everybody.
I didn't know what you want to say, but no, people like clouds.
No, who doesn't? Who doesn't like attention? Who doesn't like, say, go to the strip? Yeah, we are so many. We have to fight for our own. We are so many. You got to fight for your own to be noticed. Even as an artist or a movie producer or whatever. You're fighting for you. You see people do, for example, when Michael Jackson, for my soul rest in peace, it was extreme. He needed to let people know he was different. He didn't want to be, he did things, he tried as much as possible to exemplify himself. Will you call him a cloud chaser? No.
I feel like naturally when you just decide to stand out,
right,
you automatically attract clout.
Clout, yeah.
I'm speaking in the language of facts when I say that women with surgically enhanced bodies, aka fake bum bum, are in better and happier relationships than women with natural bodies.
100 over 100.
How and why?
Facts. The problem with our society is me and you have started thinking that women with surgical or that have done liposuction and that they are call girls.
Well, that's the Nigerian society.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, they're not. So we have a lot of women right now that have done their bodies that have nothing to do with the streets.
Yeah.
Now, I think in the last 3 years, I'm not going to call names, but for the last 3 years, I've encouraged my friends that are married, 11 of their wives to do a liposuction.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for a fact that their marriages, they are more happier, they have more fun. It's electrifying. The feedbacks I get is, I have a friend of mine, he has 2 kids, they're done with having kids.
Yeah.
And I finally convinced the wife, I'm like, you don't want to go do...
You convinced the wife?
Yeah, I convinced the wife. Because sometimes some people just need a little push.
Yeah.
So I convinced her, don't worry, I'll take you to the doctor. Sometimes they don't know how to go, where to go. They don't even know how to start. They don't even know how to start a conversation with their husband.
Yes.
But forgetting the fact that their husband is still young, got money, is out there, parties, and how do you think he's not gonna have not 1, not 2, not 3, but a gazillion side chicks, especially with the amount of so many beautiful girls we have every day.
Yeah.
So I convinced her, she didn't know where to go, how to start. So I told her, I convinced the husband to pay for it. He said, Mike, I'll pay for it, but I don't want to See, sometimes guys don't want to be bothered with the taking care of the. Because they believe they're too busy. They don't want to be hearing, oh, my leg, oh, my back. Oh. They don't want to hear all that. They just, because they probably, it's something they went through when maybe their wives were pregnant. Sometimes they don't like it. Forget about what we put, the facade we put on social media, like they're caring. No. Most guys don't want to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
They want to run away from it, So I told the guys, don't worry, I will be there. I'll be the one to handle everything. So I encouraged her. She told her mom to come over and stay with the kids. I told her this is going to be a 3 months intense, but don't worry, we'll get together. Fast forward, all that was done. Ours went successful, blah, blah, blah. The guy calls me, because my very good friend, Mike, I don't know what you give this to my wife. The thing, don't. He said he would never have thought of in a billion years that he would come back home. As he gets home, the wife comes down naked.
Lovely.
And he's like,
where's he defined for outside? Come
where? And he's like, where are the children?
They're with the mom.
He's like, I've sent them to so and so for the weekend. It's just me and you. And, that's something that a regular wife that has 2 kids that stomach's probably big will never, ever,
not even confident enough to come out like
exactly.
that.
Never do.
It's so interesting that this thing you just said, I've had friends, or I have friends who say that, you know what, I'm done with my baby. I'm done with giving birth. My husband is paying. And it's now a thing now because even men want their wives to look like.
Right. They want to.
And also it helps. I feel like some reason when you marry them, they were hot, they were in their prime when you married them.
Exactly.
Now they have a few kids for you. They look different from what you bargained for from the beginning. Now you want to turn your back from them and be going to the streets.
The guy went as far as saying after they've gotten married and all that, blah, 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 he can't remember requesting for head from his wife. So what they do is one of those, I'm inside the cover. Yeah. You come in and you want to quickly get it and come on.
Yeah.
You're not experimenting, balcony and the red, because even the lady is not feeling confident enough.
Yeah.
With the whole stomach and everything.
Yeah.
To be doing acrobatic moves.
This is a conversation that people don't have enough.
Exactly. But now, she's done with lipo. Right from the stairs, this guy started giving it. All through the day and night, she's walking around naked. And walking around naked, you're looking at something nice.
So before you even got there, you're already exhausted with the moon inside.
Madam, don't...
So when you go out to the club, you're not even seeing anybody. You are satisfied.
How?
We need to talk about this. Fresh and Blood did not reveal this to
exactly. And then he feels, because the body is banging, he feels like, you know what? He likes to take her out now. So he takes her out most times, and what kills him is when he takes her out, he tells her to wear the shortest, the most everything.
Then people can't find her.
People start begin to toast the girl like, hey, hide. And even his friends that don't know that she's that banging now. Yeah. Hi, what's up? How you doing? Only. I don't understand. Do you know me?
From where?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I see the husband back there. Like,
it helps the ego too.
The man is loving it.
I feel like we're just under the weight of
the man is loving it. The wife goes to takes the kids to school, Chrisland. In the morning, she pulls up in the Range Rover wearing her bum shorts, comes down, boom, boom, blah, blah, whoop, pop,
mom amongst mom.
Right, So, will you say she's not happier in her marriage, in her relationship, than that one that probably wears wrapper in the morning, covers up, like, she's like, every day even when she can't open her body in the mirror and be like, she can't walk around the house naked.
Yeah.
Anytime she's naked is in the bathtub. Comes out, she puts her towel.
Yeah. And I always say this, that sometimes maybe a few women do it to attract men, but at the end of the day, doing your body sometimes it's just how the woman really feels about herself. It's not really about any external. It's just, I want to wake up in the morning and my waist is snatched. I look good in an outfit. Right. Even maybe guys, if I see a good gym, because that's kind of clothes I know if you wear. If I look a certain way. Thank you for coming on the show. I feel like we need to talk about more things, but we don't have all the time. So maybe in the next season, you can come and you might have dropped some hot things, hot takes on Instagram. So, well, last time we can invite you again. But anyway, it's been great having you.